a real Earth movie about real Earth people, just like you and me, right? This is Miami Connection on Stinger Madness.
What's that smell?
I don't know about you, but I'm thirsty as fuck. Thirsty as fuck.
Hey, look at these!
Thrill me.
If you come back in here, I'm gonna hit you with so many rights, you're gonna beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Hey, look at these!
No one! Hang on!
It stinks.
Hang on!
Get to the chopper! Stinger Madness.
Welcome back to Stinger Madness. We are full force, 100% in attendance today after our little incident last week where Sam and I had to apologize for not having an episode.
I finally was able to drag you into the house of lies that I've built. And you didn't deliver the movie that you said that you were going to, and I've done it like 12 times now.
I also couldn't deliver my co-hosting partner and wife, Jackie, who is back.
Hello.
So that was the primary problem. The movie, Miami Connection, is currently streaming on Vudu and Tubi TV for free, but they do have ads, but it's totally worth it. Vudu doesn't have very many commercials, honestly.
Wow. There was like 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't been watching the shit on Vudu for free that isn't on the other ones, go ahead and do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's one commercial, not 5.
Right. And it was a different commercial every time. And the audio volume wasn't jarringly different than the movie volume.
Yeah.
They actually might be onto something here.
Well, supposedly, and I've never done it because how the fuck do they need to data mine me at this point? Everybody else already has.
Right.
Crackle will, if you sign up, obviously for data mining,
sure,
you get less commercials.
To the Russians.
They're like, oh, we'll eliminate some of the commercials. And I'm like, well, if it's the same fucking commercial every time, even if it's only 3 times, it still sucks.
Right, you're just going to get state-run TV messages from Vladimir Putin. And
did he buy the Sony?
Might as well have. And then your Social Security number will end up on 4chan if you sign up for Crackle.
All of our Social Security numbers are already on 4chan,
right?
And there's just so many that there's no way to actually. They're safer there than anywhere else.
4chan is so deep that I've never taken a dick pic before, but somehow my penis is on 4chan. I think they broke into my house and took cell phone pictures while I was sleeping.
It's got a whole sub in D that's just your dick.
Everybody's got their own dick thread, right?
Yeah.
Like, whose dick is this? Well, you just go find their thread, and hey, there's Jeff Speakman's dick.
Who's taking these pictures?
And then you can rate them hot or not.
Oh no! You just draw conspiracy theories around the penis,
or just put an eggplant emoji underneath it and let other people add to it, or it's an eggplant emoji times 1,000.
Right. Okay. Miami Connection, a big deal, as it were. One of the recent, within the last 10 years, exploded mega bad movie, along with The Troll 2 and The Room and
this one's more
Samurai Cop and all those.
This is sort of the newcomer into the bad movie explosion scene.
Yeah, right.
With it was 2007, I think, when Draft House finally got a hold of it, and
right.
then I don't know exactly when they were able to distribute it. Maybe the next year, 2008, because YK Kim just kept hanging up the phone every time they called because this was such an emotionally horrible experience for him when he made the movie the first time that he thought that he was getting pranked. He's like, I will never escape this. 25 years later, they've found me and they're harassing me about this movie.
Back up your boring bullshit just a second here. You referenced something that not everybody may know about the history of Miami Connection. Why would YK Kim feel that way?
Well, YK Kim is a Taekwondo prodigy that was the youngest black belt, age of 13 in Taekwondo. And he's the founder of the American Taekwondo Association. He turned Taekwondo into a franchise like McDonald's.
Right.
Built a fortune on it at a very young age. And had hooked up with this guy, Richard Park, or Woo Sang Park, who's done some movies prior and after. And they decided to make him the star of this picture. However, he decided to play with his own money, get rich off the deal, and nearly bankrupt himself making Miami Connection.
Because it didn't succeed, is what you're implying?
It didn't succeed. And here's one of the things that I will make a sort of an accusation.
Okay.
This isn't something you'd be able to obviously find out, but if you kind of read between the lines, he took ownership of this a little bit more than he probably should have with someone that didn't know how to make a movie.
Yeah.
And reshot a bunch of it.
Okay.
And then sort of got Park out of the picture entirely. And Park is a guy who's already made bad movies and sold them to people.
Sure.
And he probably should have just been like, I should let this guy finish my bad movie and let him sell it to somebody who's going to buy it,
right,
rather than go it alone. Went back, reshot this stuff. Then he couldn't find a buyer.
Yeah.
You eventually find somebody to give him $100K to distribute it, and that's 10 theaters in the U.S. and a handful in Australia, and it doesn't make a week.
Right.
So at that point, it's basically, it was not even a deal where he got $100,000. It was the distribution company basically gave him $100,000 worth of prints to put out there.
Right.
And one of those prints survived to the point that Zach Carlson from Draft House found it and bought it for either $35 or $50 because reports contrast on how much he actually spent for it. And that's when they showed it at midnight at the Draft House, the actual beer house theater where they can do that for free before they try to distribute it.
Right.
And it was a huge success. And then after calling him on the phone many times, finally convincing him, look, buddy,
this is no joke.
This is no joke. We can make some money off this. Just trust us. And then during South by Southwest, they did it at midnight, and it was a huge success.
Yeah. I had always heard that YK Kim was not just a successful businessman and a successful Taekwondo instructor, but like a huge part of like residential celebrity status within Orlando.
Yeah.
Like everybody fucking loved this guy. And he like climbed and climbed and climbed and went up this ladder of like, yeah, my life rules. And then made Miami Connection, showed it in one theater where nobody showed up and was heartbroken, and then like just bottomed out for the rest of his life after that. I mean, not like was living on the streets, with needles in his arms or anything like, but never felt the same type of appreciation with the community. Maybe the community still loved him the exact same way afterwards, but he never recognized that because he felt so humiliated by Miami Connection's failure.
There is sort of contrasting reports on his psychological damage through the thing, but a couple years later he started performing motivational speeches, so he used it to his advantage. Also, like with the bankruptcy reports, because he had set the Taekwondo schools up onto a franchise and then also was the founder of the American Taekwondo Federation, which was sort of just giving him free money, he probably went like into the red and had to wait a couple years before he was okay, but it probably wasn't as bad financially.
Probably not.
But it probably hurt his feelings real bad.
Right.
And it seems like he did okay afterwards because he started a magazine afterwards as well. So
of kicking ass.
Sure.
Do you know if he had plastic surgery?
No, he didn't.
What?
He's probably been kicked in the face a lot.
Why would you say that?
It just, in some of those scenes, it seemed like his eyes had been stretched in a unnatural direction. And it seemed like either that or they had done some weird shading to give him almost like a cat eye.
They did have some problems with the near makeup and the far makeup.
Yeah.
So I think that probably didn't help anything.
Probably just ineptitude there, right there, Jake.
Oh, okay. And his face seemed very tight. And so I was wondering if he had, because if he was a social, climbed socially, that's pretty socially acceptable, right? To have a plastic surgery to look a little younger. And if you're the branding of Taekwondo, I just thought maybe he had a bad, botched plastic surgery job.
No, he had a bad makeup department for his bad movie.
Okay.
He was also he was a little young for plastic surgery unless he would have had a really bad facial injury, which is who's to say maybe he did.
Right.
But
you get kicked in the face once or twice, while doing
the nose
Taekwondo.
will get caved in. But he was probably 36 when they started shooting this.
Yeah.
Which is not that old, but it is pretty old when you're hanging out with the University of Central Florida.
Yeah, guys, let's go.
I'm in college. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
You are not in college.
What else you got, Sammy?
That's about the size of it.
Okay.
Soundtrack is available on SoundCloud.
Hell fucking yeah, it is. Jackie, this is your second time with Miami Connection, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to preface this first. We saw this years ago, well before the podcast.
Double
got
R
started.
showed up fresh from Austin, one of the midnight viewings, and was like, "You guys have got to see this
Yes.
shit." And he doesn't even like bad movies,
Right.
And he was like, "This theater was electric. I had to buy this."
Yeah. So at that point in time, it all kind of stuck with us. But your second time, I think I've seen it 5 times now. Sam, how many you want?
This is 3 for me.
3? Jackie?
This is 2.
Yeah. So on
was-
your second viewing, did you pick up anything new?
Yeah. There was so much that I just didn't remember. Like, I didn't remember the motorcycle club,
Right.
the biker gang.
So you didn't remember the quote-unquote plot of the movie?
You know what? I'm just going to burn this one now.
Okay.
To me, the motorcycle club, the motorcycle people,
The gang.
The
right.
gang.
Yeah. Jeff's tough guys.
Jeff's brothers, tough guys.
I thought that the brothers tough guys were the ninjas.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
And this is where I got confused because I was like, okay, I see all these bikers, and there's this whole
sure.
scene with them, but they're not really in the movie
No,
anywhere else. Like,
I think we
No.
need to save that for later because that
Yeah.
should be the big one at the end. Because I've got one like that, but it's not the same one.
But
You are onto something.
where you're going is that there's a lot, even like after seeing it 5 times, there's so much stuff in this movie that a lot of it goes over your head, and you pick up on it on each new viewing. Where, and unfortunately, I'm not dissing YK Kim at all, but there's a lot of bad dialogue sequences in this
Sure.
movie where everybody's ad-libbing and talking over each other and saying completely stupid things that if you're laughing at the last thing that you heard, you miss the next thing because you're laughing over it. And then YK Kim can't speak English at all, so there's a lot of his scenes where you're like, the first time a few times you watch it, you're like, what did he say? And you have to try to piece that dialogue together. But then on the 5th viewing, I think I got it.
Yeah.
I think I know what he's talking about here.
I think there's also like in the inaptitude of the line delivery, there's also the white people in this are
Yeah.
very inept at the taekwondo.
Absolutely. Yeah, right.
And so some of that, I think originally they had planned to have more of his students in the film, and then he didn't want to do that.
So what else do you got, Jax?
yeah, I the main thing for me was like exactly what you said. Some of the dialogue, like "fuck you, man," don't give me a hard time. Bullshit. Bullshit. You just bullshit.
Right.
The guy that's in the other band does not make... He makes less sense than
Is
anyone.
unnamed. He's one of the protagonists of this film, and he has no fucking character name.
His name is Bullshit. Because he just says bullshit when it doesn't make sense to say bullshit.
And everybody in this film, I didn't notice this the first time around, but everyone in this film is a martial artist,
Yes.
except
absolutely.
for the girl. We never see her fight.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, I guess the
Jane.
beach girls aren't either.
Well, they're just chicks on South Beach, right?
Yeah.
Just the same as the biker scene. They're just actual bikers.
Women aren't good enough for Taekwondo is what this movie's saying.
Or extras aren't.
Yeah.
One of the things that I want to make reference of on it, now I've seen this 5 times. Again,
Sure.
as I said, I just picked up on why I say a real movie for real Earthmen. The primary cast, or the ensemble of characters in this film, as it were, their names are Mark, played by YK Kim.
Sure.
Mark. Okay, I am clearly an American man. Then John, Jack, Jim, Jane, Jeff, and Tom.
I couldn't remember anybody, and I've seen it 3 times now, and I can't pin down any names other than Mark, Jim, and Jeff.
John, Jack, Jim, Jane, and Jeff.
I don't know who. I'm guessing Jane's the chick.
Yeah, right.
So that's new to me though, because I didn't pick it up a 3rd time around.
But it's like if you had to say, hey, make just start writing down names of people that are going to be in your film without thinking of who they are emotionally and what their history is and where they've come from and what their parents might have been thinking at the time when they named them. Joe, Dave, Bill.
Yeah.
These are real people.
They are real people with families. Well, they're not because they're Orpans.
They're real human people.
But yes, the whole band has names, and I can't. There's
how I remember them.
Paul, Michael Phelps.
Yeah, Michael Phelps, Freddie Mercury. Yep. Michael Jackson.
Right.
And
Jane.
Jane and Mark.
Right.
Yeah.
Mark's easy to remember because his name's certainly not Mark.
Right.
I remember Jim just because I know that he's gonna, the misfortunes that
The
Jim
scene,
goes through.
Right.
Jim.
Now let's get into the big thing, the music.
Yeah.
He's so rad.
See, that's my thing. The third time around, the first time I watched this, the music actually just made my stomach hurt. And I didn't like it. And I didn't like it the second time, but the third time around, it was sort of like I had gotten used to escargot or beer or something like that. And I was like, this music's really funny.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Dragon Sound stinks. Like Stan Bush levels of stink.
I do want a Dragon Sound T-shirt. Though.
Oh, I would, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, we talked about it. We can make that happen.
I believe you can buy them from Draft House.
I think we can make sweeter Dragon Sound T-shirts
Sure.
than what Draft House is selling, because they're just selling the actual Dragon Sound. What is that called when you had the fuzzy bump on your shirt where you just hot glue gun the letters that you bought at the craft store onto your T-shirt?
Heat press.
Yeah, heat press type shit. I think we could design something that would be pretty sweet, but that would require Sam getting motivated.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
I want to sell Dragon Sound T-shirts on our website for sure, so we might do that at some point. But here's my deal, and I wonder if you've got more information because of the Draft House re-release. Dragon Sound stinks.
Yeah.
Their lyrics are completely about this film, written as fast as possible. We got to get some lyrics down. Boom.
I feel like they brought in Robert Hamburger to write the lyrics.
Right.
Well, what I noticed when we were watching the credits is that the Freddie Mercury guy, he wrote like several of those songs.
Right. But then my problem is, anytime Dragon Sound is not on screen playing music, the synth music is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, you're jacked. Like, just good rad 80s synth tough guy music.
They did designate that, and I didn't write it down, but in the credits there was a songs by and score by. They had two different people doing
I
those.
just wonder if Draft House maybe touched things up a little bit in their re-release.
Who's to say?
It's not the same at all. Dragon Sound stinks. The synth music is awesome. So I don't know. But either way, that's why, in my opinion, this movie is such a fucking rare gem that makes it accessible for every single person in the world, is because of the music. You show up for, dude, there's some bullshit that happens in this movie, quite a bit of it, but then while you're watching, you're like, wow, there's a lot going on here, and it's got this great fucking soundtrack that stinks, that I totally want to own.
I think you can listen to it for free on SoundCloud.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
It might make your stomach hurt the first time. That happened to me.
Oh, if you think that I'm not putting a clip of Against the Ninja at the end of this episode, you got another thing coming.
Okay, yeah.
Anything else, guys, you want to get into before we start?
No, let's dive right in.
No, I want to stop one more. Jackie, I know you want to talk about the clothing.
Yes, okay, yes I do. So most of the time, there's no shirts in this movie.
Right. Well, it's a karate movie.
Yeah. I love the tooth earring thing.
Yes.
That the drug
Jeff.
dealer brother had. Yeah, Jeff.
Yeah, it's like it's not a shark. It's more like a tusk.
It's a wolf tooth.
It's huge.
Wolves are big.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, apparently.
It's a dire wolf tooth. How about that?
Oh, that would be even bigger.
Ned Stark is going, hey, how come
That
you
would
got
be
no
huge.
teeth?
That's like the size of his
My
head.
dog got no teeth.
Oh.
Jeff's running away from Winterfeld or Winter. Winter Place. whatever
Yep,
whatever they got up north there in
Fandom.
Sesteros. Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It takes too long to, between seasons. Jackie, okay, close.
Okay, so we're going to start off with Jeff because he had the best outfits in my mind.
Jeff is a unique bad guy.
He's got it. He wears everything at least once.
You may have just said it, like, whatever Jeff has got, he's got it.
Yeah.
Are usually people that have it aren't the leaders of a biker/ninja gang with dubious villainy intent.
So
but,
first off,
he's quite the fashionista.
yes, he is the most handsome one in the movie.
Okay.
Oh.
And I like a hairy man.
Yeah,
so
he's hairy. That's where
He's
she's going.
very hairy.
He's very hairy. So that's probably why I was like, ultimately, like, oh my God, a man cub. I love you. You're a bear man. But, he goes from having this very guerrilla type of, I'm out actually growing the cocaine on my own.
Right.
To
Yeah, not gorilla. Or is it gorilla or gorilla?
guerrilla.
Yeah.
Yes. To a very savvy businessman.
Uh-huh.
And then very 80s, like sleeves are cut off and he's got a gold chain on.
Hang out in a junkyard bad guy.
He's
Yeah.
got like Bad the Music video costumes
Right.
here and there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's got it all.
Yeah, he's got it.
Yeah.
His sleeveless camo, he's got like fatigues.
Uh-huh.
But then the shoes that he pairs with the fatigues are these like white Adidas sneakers that he tucks the fatigues into the socks so that you can really see those white Adidas sneakers. You're like, what are you doing, Jeff? What is this? It's brilliant. Why are you not on a runway, sir?
Yes, he was my favorite dresser by far. Everybody else, I mean, like, I really didn't get the point of the gym where everybody's working out in a pair of blue jeans.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because
That
they're
was-
tough guys.
That was kind of weird.
You can never forget that they're messing with the tough guys.
Oh.
Yes. And then Jane's outfits go from, I mean, they were completely 80s, but
They're so 80s.
her best one was the white outfit.
The lace pants.
Yeah,
that
the lace pants.
If they would have got the camera any closer, you'd have been like, I can now draw Jane's B from memory.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's throw Jane under the bus a little bit. I don't know if she, like, you put her in a movie now. If any of us would be like, she's, I don't think you would think that she's hot per se, but you stick her as 80s chick,
Sure.
and you're like, dude, you are 80s lady.
Yeah.
You are the most 80s person I've ever seen in my life, and I think I like it.
Yes. And then I like how everybody had a UFC shirt on.
Right.
For University of Florida.
UCF.
UCF, thank you.
Same difference, right?
The,
I mean, they do have battle matches in
Yeah.
between classes, right?
Well,
Right.
they're last year's self-proclaimed national champions as
Hey,
well.
all right.
'Cause
Yes.
They went undefeated.
And the Michael Jackson guy,
Jim.
because his was tucked in. It looked like his said lice,
Oh.
which was like, oh my God, what is that?
No, it's the UFC Knights. UCF Knights.
Yeah,
God
but if
damn
you
it,
tuck
you got
it
me
in
doing it.
too much, it cuts off part of the letters and
Right.
it says lice.
Yeah, it says lice.
That's the UFC lice, not the UCF Knights. All right. Are we ready? You got anything more about fashion?
No.
Okay.
I mean, the ninjas look like ninjas.
Yeah, they're just ninjas.
They're
Yeah.
just ninjas.
Are they? We'll get to that later. Here we go. Somewhere in Miami, and by somewhere in Miami, I mean a shot from the ocean.
A shot from somewhere in Miami, Orlando.
right. It's totally in Orlando.
I bet they probably snuck in some newsreel shots of Miami. Stock things.
Well, Orlando's landlocked, so when the somewhere in Miami shot is happening, that's just off of the South Beach.
Okay.
So it is Miami that we're seeing, but why not just say Miami?
Somewhere in Miami.
Like, why somewhere in Miami? Some place, yeah. All places in Miami are somewhere in Miami. Just say Miami.
Yeah.
Like, you know what you're getting involved with within the first 2 seconds
Yeah.
of this film with a title card that
I
says
think
somewhere in Miami.
he's right. If you would have just put Miami, I would have jumped up and like, "Where in Miami? God damn it!
I need to know.
This looks like the ocean. This could be anywhere.
I need to Google Earth this right now.
Where is this? Somewhere in Miami. Okay, thanks.
Oh, thank God
Yeah.
we're vague.
Woo!
Vague is better than indescript.
I can't Google Maps that. We should try to Google Maps that and see what happens.
I'm sure you get something.
Yeah, the somewhere bar or something. It's down in the basement.
Yeah.
When you go in there, everything's blue and leather. Speaking of leather, somewhere in Miami, some toughs are just chilling and waiting for the drugs, I guess.
It's a drug deal. They've got Mac 9s or 10s, whichever ones, and they're wearing sunglasses in the dark. You know that this is a drug deal.
Sure. Tubbs and Crockett are they're looking for these guys
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, but then we also have the 2 shots of the biker gang coming into this deal.
Well, hold on. That's not the biker gang, Jackie.
Yes, it is.
No.
Because the ninjas are all in the grass and stuff.
No, those are the biker ninjas, Jackie.
The ninjas. No, we'll have to get to that later because the bikers and the ninjas are sort of different.
Trust me on this. When the ninjas leave after this scene, they are the ones on motorcycles.
I think he just has friends that are. He has ninjas, but in his private life, he's friends with bikers.
Right. It's all
The
very
bikers and the
confusing.
ninjas aren't the same people, though. Because there's too many bikers,
No,
and there's not as many ninjas.
Let's do this. Let's do Harley guys and ninjas on ninjas.
Sure.
Those are the 2 gangs.
Right now we have some unattached drug dealers and ninjas.
Who do not appear in the rest of this movie. They have
Well,
nothing
they
to
get
do
the
with it.
fucking shit killed out of them. They
Well,
can't
yeah,
come
they're
back.
They are quite dead. Yeah, the ninjas, they steal the coke, sort of.
They, as I wrote down, only take some of the drugs.
Right.
I think they're mostly in it for the Japanese candy.
Yeah.
It was in the box, and they're like, yes, now we don't have to pay import taxes.
Right, no kidding.
Because they don't open the box once they get back to the dojo.
They just steal the box, and there's coke on the table.
They
Yeah.
leave some, and then they get back, and the boss is like, "Yes, you forgot the money, you stupid idiots." And they're like, "Oh, shit." He's like, "It's okay, I got the money. How much of the drugs did you get?" "Slightly more than we left behind."
Japanese candy. We love it.
But we did bring more than we left, so that's better than nothing.
We got an entire box of onion cookies. Onion cookies? Gross! What about the coke?
Which flavor of the ramen is it? The spicy? Because that gives me the diarrhea.
They seriously, when they fucking leave, there's 4 giant Ziploc bags of coke left on the table,
And
that's like $6 million.
Sure. And one guy sort of tries to handful out the open bag into the box like it's going to stay there loose.
Right.
Like, I'll grab this loose heroin painstakingly and leave these 4 sealed bags right here.
It just leaks out of his motorcycle. There's a trail of powder all the way back to headquarters.
Yeah. The headquarters scene should have just gone longer, where everybody got individual report cards for how shitty they did. Jim, you're getting a D-, not an F, because you did try to grab heroin. You just grabbed the loose stuff.
You did get the onion cookies,
And you did get the onion cookies.
even though they're fucking disgusting. If you've ever had an onion cookie, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you can imagine. They're onion cookies. All right, so, yeah, the head ninja, whose name is Yoshida.
Ooh, nice pickup. I said 3 times and I don't know what his name is.
Hey, well, we live in the future. We've got IMDb, and I can just look, right? So he is White Ninja, and he runs a ninja clan, the Miami Ninjas, as he references later, which my experience of Miami is fairly limited. I have been there, but
I have not been there.
I'm pretty sure there's not ninjas in Miami. I mean, that's just a hunch, I
Bet
guess.
the Cubans would fuck them up.
Right. So he runs the Miami Ninjas and is bros or brothers. I'm not real sure because they're clearly not related to Jeff.
Well, he's his brother later.
He
Yeah.
says brother, but one's name is Jeff, one's name is Yoshida.
Yeah.
So
Maybe a
Again,
different dad.
We're gonna. There's a lot of things we're gonna have to work out at the end of this thing, relationship wise.
yeah. So Yoshida's pissed that his ninjas didn't grab the money. You think he would get new ninjas? Like,
Well, he grabbed the money himself. He's still
right,
teaching
but
them.
you still. Wait, he runs the Miami Ninjas.
He's got a lot of
Like, you're
time
not-
invested in these ninjas.
You're not starting the Miami Ninjas. Like, this is an idea. Like, hey, let's see how it goes, guys. I know a little bit about ninjas. Maybe we could, maybe I could train you up and we could start like our own ninja thing. He's like, I run the mighty Miami Ninja. I think your ninja clan sucks, bud.
It does.
They can't even do what they're supposed to do. They just get the onion cookies.
One of them tried to grab loose powder
Not to
and
mention,
put it into a box.
what's your motivation here? Because ninjas are assassins, not thieves.
They did kill the shit out of those guys.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if that's assassinating them.
No, but they
No.
killed them.
They're playing loosey goosey with the ninja rules right
Sure.
here. There is some ninja magic later that doesn't come back. Maybe it's not ninja magic. Anyways,
He's got money and drugs now, and so he gets to Jeff
Mm-hmm.
so that Jeff can move the drugs.
yeah, right. That's how that business relationship works. Elsewhere, Dragon Sound has exploded onto the Miami music scene, as it were. You've got Gloria Stefan. You know, she's down there doing her thing.
Uh huh.
And I imagine Menudo might stop by once or twice.
Miami Sound Machine, move over.
We've got Dragon Sound. Dragon Sound inbound.
Dragon Sound inbound. This is the music of the future, according to the nightclub owner.
Right. Yeah, they've got a gig at a nightclub.
And it is not just any nightclub, gentlemen. This is the nightclub in Miami.
Oh, it's like Studio 54 or something?
Yeah.
Okay, I missed
That's
that.
what he says.
I thought it was just some schmo club.
No, this is the premier nightclub. Everybody wants to be in here,
Yeah.
including the lady who is jumping up and down and swirling her boobs in different directions
Sure.
underneath her shirt. And I'm thinking, wow, those are some really floppy titties.
So she's going to be on The Price is Right later, because that's what I remember.
And they kept cutting back to her. And I'm like, well, I guess that's one way to get into a movie.
Yeah, it's such a popular club that Yoshida and Jeff have decided to go and take a night off and enjoy some sweet licks from the Dragon Sound, who are playing.
Well, I think that Jeff moves the drugs through this club.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so he's moving the drugs, but are they doing the drug deal there? Like, are they like, here's some drugs?
See, that's what doesn't make sense. Like, maybe this Yoshida guy is kicking different bags in different directions. Because if you're moving them through a club, you're basically the guy in the corner that's selling out, little bags of have fun tonight
Right.
quantities,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
making major deals.
Here's an entire 6 boxes of onion cookies and Coke.
Yeah, if this is his base of operations, it makes no sense. Because he has a base of operations later in the movie, and it's a gym.
Right.
That has like a weird drug dealer office.
Yeah,
in it.
I think that they're just taking the night off to go hear the sweet sounds of Dragon Sound, who are playing Friends Forever, Friends for Eternity.
Yeah.
This
Written
song
by
stinks.
Robert Hamburger.
I don't know, man. I mean, you're messing with the tough guys is really bad, but Friends Forever, Friends for Eternity, the writing is awful.
I really thought that it reminded me of My Little Ponies.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, they did much better.
When, they're having the montage of, the ponies running around together and they're playing and a pony falls down and you help it up.
It reminds me of Friday,
Like,
by Rebecca Black.
yeah.
Friday. Saturday is the day that comes after that. It's that kind
bad.
of writing.
And it's awesome. The one thing, again, we should reference or applaud this film for is these shitty songs by Dragon Sound play for their entire length. It's not like they're playing in the background and there's some dialogue happening over in the corner, a fist fight breaks out or something like that. We get Dragon Sound music videos.
Yeah.
And I love it.
It's like when YK Kim saw The French Connection and was like, ooh. Then he saw some Shaw Brothers movies. He was like, oh. And then he saw Purple Rain and he was like, okay. Now we've got the recipe for a blockbuster, gentlemen.
Let's go.
And I love that at this point, Jane is the official band clapper.
She is. She appears not to have a job in the band.
She is just the clapper right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't have a musical instrument. She's just standing up there making eyes at every dude on stage. And then clapping in the background like, yay, I'm on drugs.
She's Courtney Cox in that Bruce Springsteen video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's what happened before the previous song because we only see the one song. But either way, she plants one on John, who is the tall bass player.
Yeah.
And Jeff is like, motherfucker, that's my sister. And Yoshida's like, hey, isn't that your sister up there? You really need to do something about her. She's
embarrassing you.
Or something like.
She likes shitty music.
Why
is she making out with Michael Phelps?
Yeah, well, if she's making out with Michael Phelps, she's doing good.
I am the leader of the Miami Ninjas and also a drug thief, and I'm really worried about your sister, bro.
And a biker enthusiast.
Yeah, and I just don't know why I fucking care about this relationship between some clearly floozy and a bass player. She's having fun, man. She's 18, 19. Let her bang some, band members once in a while.
Yeah.
What do you care?
I personally like to go back to what Sam said. That Yoshido has glam shots on his motorcycle where he's got his neckerchief on
right.
and his sweet, cop glasses.
It's an airbrushed version of him as Elvis on the tank.
Yes.
Oh, no. I've got it, guys. I've got it. This whole movie isn't a misunderstanding about drug dealing and territory and revenge and honor. It's about fashion. Because, as we said, Jeff has it.
Yeah.
And Yoshida wants it. And Jane has 80s it.
Yeah, she does.
And she's palling around with these shirtless guys.
Yeah.
We don't have room for shirtless guys in this. Get her out of here. She's supposed to be one of us fashionistas. And so that's what it's all about.
I bet that Michael Phelps fucker wears a faded polo later, that son of a bitch.
He's a total faded polo douche.
He does in the next scene.
Right.
I'm just stating what actually happens in the movie.
Yeah, it's all about fashion. So later, after I guess the next day or whenever, Jane's in programming class at UCF because that's which I think is kind of like cool. Like,
yeah.
She's in programming class in like 1980. What is this? 87. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool nerdy thing.
Here's a fun fact: the guy that does a really bad job acting as the professor of computer studies is actually the University of Central Florida's professor of computer studies. So
that's fantastic.
Well, his team did get fourth in the competition.
And he's proud. He's like, yeah, that's awesome.
There were only 4 teams competing. But you know what? We came in fourth.
Top 10!
Yeah.
So John comes in to get her, and he is being so... Oh, my God.
He sucks.
Oh. Like, what is he doing here? Because the rest of the movie, he's fairly contained. He's just kind of a doofus looking like Michael Phelps. Like, let's be honest. Michael Phelps is ripped as shit, right? He's a human specimen. You take everything from the neck up, he's a little doofy. I mean, Peyton Manning's also a little doofy. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Sure.
But what he's doing here is like, get this fucking guy off screen.
Yep.
This is when you know that this man is not boning the sister.
No, she's way out of his league.
Because he's going to do something like that, trying to get the Buddha.
The Buddha?
The booty. And
Buddha and booty are 2 different things.
Not if you smoke as many drugs as I do.
I don't get it.
I don't know.
I was talking about the religious leader and pirate's treasure.
Oh, okay. Well, you're young. We'll just let that one go, honey. But, you know that that's going to be his move, right? They're going to be at the drive-in or something. Or he's going to be like, come over to my house and watch a movie.
I'm making children's faces at you.
And then he's going to go in for the kiss. She'll be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Dude, seriously, right now?
She's like, yeah, everything just dried up and sucked itself back in. It's closed, buddy. It's closed.
Do not serve. Yeah, so he gets her, and she's like, "Oh, it's so great to be with you. It seems like they've been going out for a little while. I mean, they're fairly huggy onto each
3
other.
years, and she still hasn't gone to second base.
Right.
Well, and he's like, I want to meet your family.
Well, I don't have any family. They're all dead, except for my brother, but I don't really like him.
My brother Jeff and his brother, who may or may not be my brother.
No, I'm telling you, they're bros, not brothers.
Dude, this is the worst monologue, though, in the entire movie.
It's really bad.
And you can tell that she has memorized it in small, like, my mom had a really rough life. She was a single mom because my dad left.
Yeah, she's counting. She's visibly counting beats on screen.
Yeah, she's like, 1, 2, 3.
She's counting 4, and you're like, it just said beat once. You don't need to count to 1. Fuck, lady.
Yeah, she's definitely counting it off in her head to try to make it sound more realistic. But you don't feel bad for her at all. And then my brother, he's paying for my college, and I have a really nice dorm room. And my brother's taking care of me because my parents both died, I think, because they were heroin addicts. I don't know. I missed
Her
that
dad
part.
went out to get a pack of smokes and never came back.
Oh, yeah. But he left with a younger lady, and then he died mysteriously like a month later. And I'm like, oh, so...
No, I thought mom got shot or something, and then dad died not long after that. But it wasn't because of heartbreak. Anyways, Jane's backstory is really not that interesting. But what it does get involved is that she's got a brother and she doesn't really like him. And John's like, okay, cool. Let's meet him. She's like, well, that's fine because he's here to pick me up today.
He's right there.
I thought you just said you don't like him and you don't really do much with him.
Yeah.
But he's here to pick you up, even though I am picking you up right now. Okay. I'll go with it because you know what? I'm kind of an idiot.
Yeah.
And you live on campus. So you've obviously made plans with this brother.
And that later when we see them leave a gig, only the guys leave in the car. So girls aren't allowed in their Skylark.
No. Well, they do take her to the beach
That's true.
so that they can make out on the lawn chair
Right.
in the ocean.
I didn't know if they made her walk on her own. I don't remember seeing her in the car.
She is.
That
Anyways, Jeff pulls up with his entire gang. Like, they're a biker gang of drug pushers. It's some tier on the drug distribution network. These guys are involved, and they're hanging out in their drug cave, like Skeletor does, know, with his minions. And Jeff's like, I gotta go pick up my little sister. I'd like it if you guys came and represented. And nobody said, we're trying to run a business here, buddy. But sure, fuck it. Let's go pick up your sister in the middle of the afternoon in broad daylight as a clear gang
Convoy.
Yeah. Nobody's gonna fucking have they won't draw any attention to us drug dealers.
Yeah.
Just so you can like look cool, I guess. But even not then, because you're picking up your sister. You suck as a boss.
Well, they suck as employees. You look at them, and you know what I think? College hipsters haven't changed in 35 years.
No. But the other thing, though, is how does that work if Jeff pulls up, right? Because he's in a Mercedes.
You're right. He's in a 380 SL.
Right. So he pulls up.
Which is a real estate agent's car, let's face it.
But he pulls up to the stoplight, and there's a hot chick that's trying to hit on him. And then he's got all these yahoos behind him. How does that work?
Yeah.
She's like, hey, how's it going? And the guy behind him in the next car is like, fuck you, bitch, don't talk to my boss. And he's like, really, Frank, really? And then the guy next to him in the car is like, I don't know. She's like a 7 out of 10. She's like, you know what? Fuck you, buddy. And then somebody pulls out a baseball bat and hits her in the head.
Right. This all could turn to shit at any point in time, and clearly not how you run a drug business or whatever it is you guys do. Anyway, so Jeff's like, where'd you find that son of a bitch? And then punches him right in the mouth. Punches John right in the mouth for zero reason. Yeah. Like, I guess no man can come around my sister.
Well, he tells her later, that guy is scum. You need to date somebody who is...
Why is he scum?
Because he's a stupid bass player, and he dresses like a doofer. And
yeah, it's all about fashion. You're right.
Yeah, and he even tells her, he's like, you need to date somebody who dresses better and that is going somewhere in life.
You need to go out with Anthony Michael Hall.
Who's that?
What? What? Are you kidding me right now? Anthony Michael Hall?
It's like saying,
I'm going to throw the chair through the window.
Who is
How
that?
do you not know who fucking Anthony Michael Hall is?
Who is it?
who's Charlie Sheen?
Good God. Damn, what the fuck?
Who is that?
Who's Johnny Depp?
Just give me the movie he was in.
Oh, the one? He was the king of the 80s.
So who is he?
Who's Val Kilmer?
It was Russ in Christmas Vacation. Actually, no, First Vacation.
Yeah.
Dude, nobody wants to date that kid.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Rusty?
Well, that was when he was a kid. He blossomed into a handsome man.
That German lady with the really great cans in European Vacation.
I don't think he
she
was
wanted
him
to-
in that
no,
one. I thought
she-
they could.
no, that's Rusty. I'm just saying, you know, Rusty
Oh my
Sussum.
god! No, not even in the '80s did I think that kid was handsome.
Oh, shit.
No, Russ. Anthony Michael Hall was in Weird Science.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was a loser in that too.
Yeah, he's
not a handsome
He
dude.
always played the loser, but he's a big deal and a fashion forward type of guy.
Sam's got a picture of him. Here.
He is the villain in Edward Scissorhands.
Look at those sunglasses.
Dude,
That
he's
kid-
not cool. Show me
Oh,
a picture
shit.
of him as an adult.
Well, he's an old guy now.
Well, let's see.
He's Winona Ryder's boyfriend in Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, you're right. He did turn into something quite handsome.
Jesus.
Yeah, but okay. Yeah, he's a handsome man.
Okay, anyways, let's
Go back to the movie that Anthony Michael Hall's not in.
Okay. So punches him out. Dragon Sound comes running up. They're like, dude, what's your problem? And he's, you don't scare me at all. Goodbye.
Yeah, he says that.
Goodbye. And
Whatever
then they turn
you
around and
say,
leave.
you don't scare me at all. Goodbye.
Goodbye. it's like AOL just hung up.
Yeah.
Then some shit happens at the nightclub that is beyond words.
There's a guy that used to be in a band, or is in a band that was the act before
Dragon Sound.
because you only have 3 songs performed at a nightclub all week, right? And he's lost his job because his music is too old sounding.
It's for old people, is what the club
Yeah.
manager says. You don't know your shit. Get out of here. Your music's for old people. And he's like, oh, yeah? You're just making it hard on me, buddy.
He says, you don't know what music? Bullshit! And then he says a bunch of stuff that is not... They're words in English that just don't piece together in any way,
It's amazing.
shape, or sound.
All while these guys are having a kung fu battle.
Well, they're not having a battle because the owner of the club just kung fu's the fuck out of all of them.
Right.
Out of his place. And then the guy from the band leader's like, you don't give me a hard time.
I'll chew your
I'll
ass.
shoot your... Like, you just beat up your whole band. And you're telling him not to give you a hard time because you'll chew his ass. That doesn't
right.
make any
It's not
sense.
I'll chew your ass out. It's I will chew your ass, period.
And he can't even do that because if he tries to get his mouth close to the guy's ass, he'll just kung fu him again.
You know what I like, though, is at the very next scene, we see this band, right? Uh-huh. And the band leader has a gaping head wound that is behind his gauze, and he's just bleeding out. It's like, okay, so...
No, that's later because that's after Dragon Sound beats him up.
Yeah, right. Anyways, the Jeff has now met with Yoshida again, and they have decided that they better get Jane away from Dragon Sound, and I quote, so that they can control that area. Mm-hmm. Dragon Sound isn't only fucking up their fashion contest, they're also preventing that territory from being opened up. I guess maybe because, like, Mark is against drugs or something, and they never said that. Like, hey, Mark from Dragon Sound, if we go into that territory where they hang out, the University of Central Florida, a pretty hot place to be selling coke in the 80s, he'll come in there and, like, do that vigilante, get these drugs out of here, go Nancy Reagan shit.
They got a hit song that didn't make it off the cutting room floor. Was,
Right.
Stop it doing the drugs right now.
Just say no because Nancy says Yes.
Yeah. All 80s movies are about drug dealers being bad, even though the people making them are snorting coke off of the cinematographer's head.
Just
say no to drugs
Say no.
and give me more. More drugs.
do you need to get rid of your drugs? Just put them in my hand. I can take care of that.
Put them inside of me. All of the drugs.
Get a t-shirt cannon and shoot them in my face.
Poof, white magic everywhere.
That's about as good as, that's as much thought as Dragon Sound put into their
sure.
lyrics as we just did. So back at the club later that night, Dragon Sound performs Against the Ninja, which explains the entire plot of the movie before it gets started.
Before it happens, like, and she's now the singer of the band,
Right,
not
Jane,
just a groupie.
Jane's a front man.
This is where we get the sweet lace pants.
Sure. And also, I will say that it was a good choice because the guy with the mustache sucked at singing. So they've really actually made some positive steps here by promoting her to singer.
Yeah.
But yes, she then says that she explains the conflict of the movie that is yet to happen.
Right. After they leave the club, they get followed by the rival band who
And their support gang, because there's like 30 of them.
there's like 50 of them. There's a ton of these dudes, and they're all ready to fucking murder Dragon Sound.
Yeah.
I did not realize that the music business was so competitive.
Right. I don't know. Anyways,
Imagine how many people Britney Spears had to kill. She started her career off when she was like, what, 14?
imagine how many people Britney Spears would have killed if she knew Taekwondo. So they block off the street, and they've got Dragon Sound trapped, and they start screaming at him, and the lead guy comes up, and he's like, "You don't know shit! I lost my job because you get out! You're giving me a bad time! Bullshit!
He says stuff that doesn't make sense.
Get out of town!"
And he starts hitting the hood of their car with his jacket. Like, that's fucking threatening at all.
You know what this is? Not to bring it all back to modern times, but this is totally like, you took our job, get out of our country.
Yeah.
You took I lost my job because, get your Asian shit out of here.
Yep.
It's all just modern day, white nationalism.
Sure.
All over again.
Just because he can't cover Bobby Ocean 6 times in a row anymore.
Right. It's not because Dragon Sound took your job. It's because you were unqualified for your job.
You just wandered around with a microphone yelling obscenities.
Bullshit!
Which later will become, a really good way to make death metal.
Right, exactly.
You're just ahead of your time, buddy. He's super ahead of his time.
Later he would go on a forum talking.
Dokken had been around for years.
Yeah, Dokken.
At this point, they were playing parking lots. They were in the low stage.
So then Dragon Sound beats the crap out of 50 armed men.
Sure.
Like, not even a competition. They beat the shit out of these guys.
Well, they suck at fighting. 6 of them got beat up by a club owner.
I don't know if you have to suck at fighting when you've got fucking chains. You just swing them around. They're chains.
Yeah, they missed.
I guess.
Well, and the only person that doesn't run in Dragon Sound is Kim.
Mark. Yeah.
Mark, yeah.
Mark.
He's the only one that does not run. The rest of them all run and like hide behind buildings and hit people and shit.
Yeah.
As they come around the corner because they can't fight 50 people.
Except Mark, because he's
yeah.
fucking street justice mopping up.
Right.
Mark's a badass in this movie.
So that's over. They go back to Dragon Sound HQ, which they all live together in like this like ranch style house.
It's like a 3-bedroom job. Yeah. I think 2 of them are shacking up next to each other, which makes jacking off awkward.
Yep. Well, or does it? I don't know. These guys are pretty close. Jim gets a letter in the mail.
I'll do you, you do me. It's not gay if we tug on each other's wieners, right? No, it is. Let's just have sex with each other's butts then. Okay. Let's go all the way.
Jim gets a letter in the mail. It's from his dad.
It's not.
Or who's it from then?
It's from it's the letter. This is so weird because he doesn't get the letter from his dad until later. So this letter, he's being weird about like, oh, give me my letter. And then he starts crying because the letters that he didn't find his dad. Like
somebody sent him a letter saying, hey,
you
just
didn't
want to
find
let
your
you know
dad.
we didn't find your dad.
But here's his old military picture
Right.
This is what he used to look like.
Okay.
So they sent him, or did he have that already?
Oh, he called Unsolved Mysteries. That's what happened.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. 'Cause
Robert Stack sent him a letter.
it was weird because this picture is now all of a sudden. I thought it fell out of the envelope, but he could have just had it in his wallet or something.
Yeah, he pulled this picture out of his wallet, I thought.
Maybe he's excited about receiving a letter.
Hoping
That it's from his dad, but it turns out it was just Publishers Clearinghouse.
Yep.
And he's like, God damn it.
I've already got subscriptions to everything, and I still haven't won.
Right.
So I can't do any more now.
Oh, by the way, I'm looking for my dad, guys. And it seems like this is a problem because Mark's face seems disappointed.
He is. He's very upset.
I thought we were all Orpans.
Orpans.
And
one of the rules of Dragon Sound was that we had to be Orpans.
To be an Orpan.
You're not an Orpan.
What is an Orpan?
An orphan, Jackie. It's just, you can't say it.
He couldn't say it.
Oh, I didn't get what the hell he was talking about.
Oh my God! You this whole time you didn't realize they were orphans?
What
No.
You
what
were
is
like
an Orpan?
Orpan. Is
Like-
that like
so that-
Eastern astrology?
Yeah, and so like the next time when they're talking about the world tour where their parents and stuff are from,
Yeah, they're not orphans.
They're not orphans.
Oh God!
they're like, yeah, my parents are from Israel and my parents are from Italy. And
None of maybe only Mark is an Orpan, and he had this illusion in his mind this whole time, like, yeah, guys, we all like each other because we're Orpans.
Orpans, and they're like, Mark,
no.
you're 38.
My dad lives on 36th Street.
Yeah. This is actually, we're renting this house from my father for free because we're all dickheads and none of us can possibly make any money.
How dare you lie to me? We're supposed to be Orpans.
Orpans.
so maybe they didn't understand.
And he's not even
either.
an Orpan because his uncle owns the Chinese restaurant.
I never knew who my father was, only his brother.
What the shit?
Okay, so Jim is pretty sad because he didn't find his dad, but it seems to just affect him for one night, and that's the end of that motivation. Because the next morning they go to the beach and catcall all the beach ladies really poorly,
Very, very poorly. The guy that looks like Oates tries to accost a woman and then he gets shoved over onto another woman and then willfully falls face first into her boobs.
and then proceeds to get beaten up by bikini ladies. Yeah.
But he stays there because it's the most action he's had all week.
Yeah. This is not how you do it, guys. So that's over.
Well, no, John and that's Jane make out, and it's like one of those folding sunbathing chairs. I thought they were called banana chairs, but they're not.
Lounge chair.
It's, and they're in the wave area. Like, you wonder how many times they just got pelted by big waves trying to shoot this scene. And then the scene's over for no reason.
Rival band guy goes to Jeff's gym, the biker gang headquarters of crime.
I think that these guys, because Jeff's guys aren't bikers, they're just beardos.
No, Jeff's boys are bikers.
No,
There's a biker.
There's
They're
Sheeta's-
all on bikes at the beginning of the movie.
That's
not
what Sheeta's-
not the very beginning of the movie, but the first time we see Jeff, they're on. No, they're not bikers.
No, they're not bikers.
they're beardos.
Beardos in real estate ladies' cars. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. They're not a biker gang.
And
Okay,
they have a gym that they don't work out at because they're either skinny or fat.
Yeah.
And Jeff has an office in the back of it.
Yeah. Okay. The rival gang guy is like, I'm hiring you to take out Dragon Sound, which is what it seems like he did the first time when he had all those guys in the fucking street and it didn't work out and they all got their ass kicked. Maybe you just try to find another bar. I mean, like, if you play music for old people, hey, guess what? You live in Florida. Boca del Vista's right up the road, buddy. You can play for Jerry's parents anytime you want.
Anytime. Instead, you're going to be like, all right, I got a proposition for you. You beat these guys up and I'll give you all the money I make when I take their job back. This doesn't make any sense for me, but you're getting a two birds with one stone situation where you get to fuck over your sister's boyfriend.
Right, and
so
make
Jeff's
cash.
like, fucking sure,
Yeah,
I'll do it.
All right, cool. I was going to do that anyways. Meanwhile, Dragon Sound is beating the shit out of each other in the UCF campus.
Yeah. Do you think that, I'm going to burn this question now. Do any of Dragon Sound actually go to college? Or are they just hanging out
There's
there?
no scenes where they're in a classroom.
No, they do some taekwondo on the lawn. They bother the students that actually are in class.
Uh-huh.
Well, Michael Phelps was in class.
Which class?
He came out of a door.
He
They
came
did?
out of a door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all came out of door wearing UCF shirts.
Which you can do and still not go to college.
In fact, if you go to the college, there's a very low chance that you're going to wear a shirt while you're there. So they're like, we are the students of UCF. See our shirts.
See, look at us, Earth people. We are regular Earthmen.
Yes. These-
Well, and later he says that he has to study, and he's got a book, and he's working on his homework.
What? I don't remember
That was
part.
when everybody was reading in the dark.
yeah, everybody was reading in the dark, and then the Oates character was writing music.
Oh yeah. But I think John is reading something more like Dante's Inferno.
Oh, I think he's reading Danielle Steele.
Well, he started with Dante's Inferno, and then was like, "This isn't violent enough. I need to go to Danielle Steele."
It's why he's never able to actually get past second base, is because he doesn't realize that they're metaphors for penis and vagina.
Right, correct.
He's like, we have to find a canyon and like get in a train. She's like, no, you don't. Oh, God damn it.
Metaphors. No, I think he's well, we know that he's a psychopath at the end of this movie.
Yeah.
He's not reading Danielle Steele, Sam. He's reading about the ninth ring of hell, where he wants to go to.
Oh, all right.
So, anyways, maybe John does. Maybe he doesn't. Who knows? We definitely know Mark doesn't go to UCF.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they just hang out in this campus and like start doing demos of Taekwondo.
Yeah. Later, though, and it's really bad. Like here, let me attack you with this knife and I'll stop, and then you can disarm me.
Right.
If I hold still, it looks really bad.
This isn't shadowboxing or sparring. This is demoing.
It sucks.
Yeah. Oof. And it takes a while too.
Later, they have the conversation about the world tour. When
Yeah,
the
because Jack wants to quit the band.
Yeah, and he's like, it's just Jeff and his stupid cocaine.
Yeah, there's too much violence. There's too much violence going on in the world today because of our band. I think we should stop. And then 2 seconds later, he's like, but I also think we should go on a world tour where we promote peace and goodwill.
Yeah, why not?
Well, they're that popular now. 2 songs at a nightclub.
Right. That's all
They
it
beat the
takes.
shit out of some people. They're on top, Justin.
That is all it takes, Jackie, to dominate the world music market and play Budokan, I guess, and say hi to your dad while you're there. And then Mark goes, but guys, we're bands. We're not supposed to have parents.
Wait.
So they can't go on world tour yet because first out they have to help out Mark's uncle at the Chinese restaurant, who I guess has been having some problems
With some ruffians.
Yeah.
So they go there, but it's too late because he already kicked the shit out of
He
all
already
of
kicked
them.
the shit out of all the ruffians, and they're like, yeah, that was awesome. And he's like, I'm sorry for that.
I'm so sorry I had to beat those guys up in front of you.
For not paying their check.
And then he starts saying stuff about Taekwondo like it's really humble, but he's flexing the whole time he's doing it. It's not about muscle. Look at my bicep. It's not about this huge bicep. It's about heart and brain and this bicep right here.
Dragon Sound gets a note to go meet Jeff at the railroad tracks.
Sure.
It's a railroad. It is all tracks, and it goes a long ways.
Yeah.
Where at the railroad tracks? The tracks.
The tracks, not the rail yard where they go.
Right. Say the railroad yard. That's what that place is.
Well, and then they're pissed because Dragon Sound shows up late. They gotta find him first.
Well, okay,
they're
so
just driving along the track going, all right, keep your eyes peeled. They're out here somewhere.
here's why Dragon Sound shows up late is because they go the next day because Jane goes to meet Jeff at the gym and she's like, hey, dude, stop it messing with the Dragon Sound. And he's like, stop dating that dude. You're my sister and I'm going to take care of you and you need to clean up your act. And it's all about passion. And she's like,
Harumph.
back off, buddy, mister.
You're such a jerk.
I'm a grown woman and I can make my own decisions.
Can I have $500?
Never talk to this guy again. Exactly.
Has the Hall guy been kidnapped yet?
No.
So now they're hungry for pizza.
No, stop. So then they go down and they pull into the railroad.
That's right.
So the rail yard. And the bikers and the rival band or not the bikers, Jeff's group and the Beardos and the rival band are all there.
Yeah.
And there's lots of running and fighting until the cops come. And then they all bail. Get away.
But the Beardos get beat up pretty nice.
Pretty nice, yeah. Elsewhere, Yoshida is with his biker gang.
There's a lot of them.
Meeting up with some tough guys.
That's the name of the song.
Yep.
His biker gang. This is why I think he's a biker enthusiast on the side while having a ninja battalion.
Who
because
ride
there
motorcycles.
just is not enough ninjas. There's so many bikers in this scene.
Yeah. Because they shot this at a biker bar.
Yeah.
And these are just actual bikers.
They
These
are.
aren't cast members or extras.
No.
They're just guys being bikers.
Yep, they shot for a couple days at this place, and the bikers would do whatever they wanted, provided the beer was free.
Yeah, that's how
the real story
it works. I mean, even Stone Cold doesn't have that level of authenticity to it.
I mean, these women are just like taking their shirts off and shaking their boobs around without being asked, probably.
And really not being asked. Like I would ask for them to stop it because they're gross.
That's my understanding, though, is that that's kind of the lifestyle.
Let's go to Sturgis. Let's go to some place where they got attractive women if we're going to go to see tits, dude. I mean, honestly, it's not real my bag to go, like, travel across the country just to see some tits. I mean, let's face it, we live in a modern age, and if you need to know what a boobie looks like, you go on the internet. But, dude, I am, like, gross. Yucky. Blah. Yeah.
Some of them are okay.
No, they're not.
No.
None of them have teeth, and their boobs are gross, dude.
There was a lot of real bikers doing real biker things.
Yes, very
Yes.
much so.
But this is also where we get a really important piece of Jeff's wardrobe.
Okay.
The Colorado Outward Bound School.
Right.
What is that?
I don't know, but it sounds like a K through 12 school.
He's wearing a white ball cap while
And a red cutoff sweatshirt.
While in the background, you're messing with the tough guys playing. Jeff, you going golfing later, buddy? Because that's not tough.
That's what it looks like. Yeah. With his Sherpa seat covers that he has on his car. And they don't even roll up in motorcycles. Him and his gang, his Beardos, roll up in a crappy truck.
Right.
And then once again, he's in his Mercedes with a dude sitting next to him.
You're looking at the tough guys. And then he's like, hey, man, how's the drug stuff going? And Yoshida's like, let's not talk about business. We're just here to have fun. Hey, what about killing Dragon Sound? I thought we weren't supposed to be talking about business and getting drunk and probably getting stabbed by bikers later.
Yoshida also tries, mostly succeeds in making out with the bartender.
Yeah, right.
He's like, hey, let's talk about this later. I'm going to make out with this 60-year-old lady for no reason.
He does that a couple of times, though.
Yeah, he really likes this lifestyle.
Uh-huh.
I think that secretly he's just trying to make enough money that he can buy a place like this and just be a biker forever.
Yeah, he wants to get out of the fashion business.
Out of the fashion ninja drug business.
Well, he's already got his custom motorcycle.
With airbrushed him Elvis on the side.
Well, Dragon Sound, they're leaving school in the aforementioned UCF shirt scene.
Yeah.
Where, hey, we go to school here, right, Earthmen?
You know what pretending to be a student does? Makes you hungry for pizza.
Yeah, let's go to the restaurant.
He yells, "Are you guys hungry? Pizza!"
All right, number one.
So then they go to pizza.
Number one, okay. They go to the restaurant. Well, outside, John Oates is parking the car and gets nabbed.
That's Freddie Mercury.
He looks like John
He's
Oates
more
more than he looks
Oates
like
than Mercury.
Freddie Mercury had short hair, honey.
And his mustache was a little more kempt.
Right.
All right.
So he gets nabbed, and they take him to the junkyard.
Sure.
And take his picture. And inside joke. Maybe it's not. I put it on Twitter a while ago. Follow me on Twitter. You know what I'm talking about. Sexy junkyard. Dragon Sound sneaks in.
After they finish their pizza and take a 4-hour nap.
Right, but it seems like
They don't realize.
How do they know where John Oates is?
And why'd they take so long?
Right, it's night now.
They're like, oh, we should finish our pizza. We are hungry. And you know what happens if you eat too much pizza? Nap time.
Well, in between all this, there's a scene where Jane walks into the gym.
Yeah.
Past some dudes just freelancing, and then walks out.
Yeah.
Maybe she got like info. Like there's a scene we're supposed to infer where Dragon sounds like, well, we don't know where he is. Let's send Jane into her brother's office and see if he knows. We'll take a nap during that time.
Yeah.
She goes into the office and she's like,
not there.
Jeff, where's
you?
Where's you? And there's a note on the door that says everything you need to know is at the junkyard.
At the junkyard. Don't talk to the 3 dickheads outside my office. They don't make any sense.
They also don't even work here or have memberships.
The one guy, they're freelancing hard.
Big time.
And the fat guy, when she walks up, she's like, have you seen Jeff? He goes, I ain't seen nobody since 1962. Where do you even come up with that horse shit?
What he means is that he
funny.
hasn't seen his dick since 1962.
Even though he looks like he was born in 73.
Anyways, so they go to the junkyard. Dragon Sound sneaking in, and they beat up everyone but Jeff, who kicks the shit out of Dragon Sound, except for Mark. And then goes up on top of this tower where they've got John Oates tied up.
Yeah.
And he just goes, whoop, 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 ah, and falls to his death.
John sort of knocks him off.
Does he?
Yeah.
Or does he do that
He
like
hits him with,
shoulder
like, a
charge thing? Like,
broken-
whoa, gonna get you.
Either way, Jeff is dead.
Jeff is dead. Is he murdered?
No, he's a dumb shit who stepped backwards and fell off the
It
thing.
seems like he steps backwards and falls off the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the police can't be bothered with any of this.
Right. No, of course not.
Well, they stole his earring. If it was me, I would have went down there
yeah.
and plucked out that wolf tooth earring.
Oh, fuck.
proof
of
of
course,
death, yeah.
dude.
Taken that thing.
No,
Trophy.
that's Dolph Lundgren stealing ears off the Viet Cong shit,
Yeah.
man. That thing is awesome.
And his penis.
And his penis.
What?
Yeah. Of course.
They come off easy.
Of course his penis.
It comes off easy?
If you got a knife.
Oh my
I don't know about you guys, but I tug mine off all the time.
I've been trying to pull mine off for 38 years. Son of a bitch is really attached.
Oh my God.
Okay, so the next morning, Yoshida gets the news, and that's when he says, "My brother" or something, or "your brother," or I don't know.
Your brother's dead. That's what they say. And he's like, oh, ninjas mount up. My brother is dead.
We must avenge Jeff's death. My either brother, or I still say brother in arms, not literal blood brother. Maybe they're both Orpans and they grew up in the orphanage together.
Except for
This
what's
whole
her
movie's
face?
about Orpans.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
not Orlando, it's Orpando.
So he's like, I must avenge you, Jeff.
Yeah.
We were either brothers or just business partners. But if we're just business partners, which is what Justin thinks, wow, I'm going real hot into this avenging stuff. But so Jim gets another letter. Back at
This is the
DSHQ.
Yeah, this is the one he's been waiting for, though.
His dad is coming, or they found him and they got to go to where he's at, or I don't know.
This was very like, all right, we found the dad. Everybody put him on your shoulders and let's pool our money together to buy him a suit.
Because the one thing we need in this movie is a makeover sequence.
Yeah. So they have that at Men's
fashion.
Warehouse.
You're going to love it.
Give him a piece of shit gray job and a red tie.
Yeah, there's all this like really iconic 80s dress up to this point, and not elaborate costumes, but fairly for the norm. And then let's go meet your dad, and they just dress him up like he's gonna sell knives door to door.
Yeah. I was gonna say those high-end blenders.
I was thinking the rainbow vacuums.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just let me come in and vacuum your floor.
Get off my porch.
You're like, okay, now get out.
Only because I don't want to vacuum it myself. I'm not going to pay attention to you either.
So John and Jane reunite after Jeff's death, and she's like, well, yeah, I was gone for a while. We aren't real clear on movie time, but I'm going to say it was a while, so like maybe 6 minutes. But it's okay, and I love you because of Jim and his day. Everything's cool now.
Yeah,
It's all right that you killed my brother.
it's
Yeah.
okay.
You had to do it.
Because he was a dick.
Did you get the earring though? Because
Yeah,
I
right.
kind of wanted that.
And his penis.
Get his bank account number.
Oh yeah, she's like fucking loaded now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless he keeps it in a sock.
His penis?
The
You can only
money-
keep it in there for so long. Ew.
All right, so Jim and Mark take Jim to meet his dad, or to
Jim
take
and
him.
Mark take Jim. John and Mark.
John and Mark take Jim to meet his dad.
Jim and Pete take Steve to meet Pete, who's already Steve.
And
Are you
Pete.
the singer of a band that just got fired?
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
So they got to take him to the airport, I guess.
Yeah, to pick
but-
him up.
Right, but
Pick up
there's
his-
ninjas
Yeah.
in the way. They block the path, and the boys bail out of the car, jump down to the canal, I guess, and start fighting. But immediately, Jim takes a katana across the chest.
He is not looking good.
It seems like he's not going to make it.
No, he's been killed.
This is the most realistic though scene in the whole movie because he is literally like, "Oh my god!" Like his voice gets all high pitched. And he's like, "It hurts really bad, and it's somebody help me!"
And Mark and John both look back and go, "Ah, ah," and something snaps within John.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Phelps.
He has found the bloodlust.
Yes, he's now a junkyard dog. He cannot be contained or controlled.
He gets his hand on a katana, and he's just like, "Who else can I fucking kill?"
Yeah.
He's like covered in blood.
Nondescript. He is an animal.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Mark just is, I think, trying to get the ninjas off of Jim. I
Yeah.
don't think Mark has got the. He's killing guys.
He's killing guys to defend himself and his friend. John,
if they don't get a hold of this situation, John's going to the mall.
yeah.
And he's not stopping at ninjas.
No, there's not going to be anybody left in Orlando.
Yeah,
There's nothing that can stop this man. He's a killing machine.
it's hilarious.
When the first chance he gets, he rips his shirt off
Right.
because it's in the way of him killing people.
And
he can
while-
kill them faster shirtless.
While he's stabbing a ninja in the chest, it is spraying blood in his face, and he loves it.
He's cackling. He's screaming. Death is his home.
He's running after these guys. Like, where are you going? The other
Oh,
ninjas,
yeah.
they're trying to clear out, and he's like, "I don't fucking think so."
He's running them down.
I have become death, the destroyer of worlds. John.
John, last week I wore polo shirts.
Now I'm fucking Adam Ball.
Now I'm a fucking death beast.
I don't know if YK Kim intended for this to happen. Like, while he's making it, yeah, John snaps at the end of this movie, or if this was the actor who played John, Michael Phelps, interpretation, like, you know what? I think I'm gonna have John go nuts at the
Yeah.
end.
I think my character has just got some really deep-seated issues because he's an Orpan. And if this was to happen, he'd probably become an unstoppable killing machine that would only be stopped by his own death. That's what I think.
And that's how I'm gonna play it.
Yeah.
I'm totally not gonna tell anybody about that beforehand, though. So him and Mark cut a path of death back to the white ninja, and who, mind you, is just chilling until one of his men come crawling up and is like, "Everybody's dead.
Yeah.
They killed us."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh yeah,"
Fucking cuts his head off. Like, fuck you.
and then laughs like a maniac
I think he finally realized the error in his ways that he'd held on to this group of ninjas a little too long.
for fashion.
Yeah, he was like, okay, I really should have given up on this bunch about 6 months ago.
Yeah, and just went with my bar dream.
The Miami Ninjas was not a good plan.
No. But he's free of that now.
Yeah. So him and Mark fight to the death, and it goes as one would expect. Mark walks away after beating him up. In defeat, the guy comes at him with a knife from behind. Mark stabs him in the tummy, and he dies.
It looks like they reshot it with the guy that looks like John Hall
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
for the second time.
John Oates.
Because
John Oates,
his
yeah.
mask slips and he has a very brillowy mustache.
Yeah. Well, somehow they get Jim back in the car. He's not dead during this whole sequence, and that's where it is John murdering people. Jim is not dead.
Or maybe that's what turns him off. Like, he's about to kill Mark, and Mark's like, look, Jim's alive. And he's like, oh, cool. Just drops his sword, puts the shirt back on, gets in the driver's seat.
Oh, so it's like the Manchurian Candidate? Like you say the
Yeah.
word to shut off the assassin? Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. I'll go with that.
Jim's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm cool then.
Where'd my shirt go?
Oh, man. Who made all those dead guys?
I had this crazy dream.
Weird dream. I could kill that many guys that look like that.
Where's my shirt?
Where's my shirt at?
Where's Jim? Is he okay?
He's okay, right?
Oh, look, his guts are out.
Oh, my God.
Let's get him in the car. So they get him in the car. They take him to the hospital. He's going to make it.
Yeah. Wasn't as bad as they thought.
Yeah, his guts were easily stuffed back into his tummy because when you get cut across the tummy with a katana, you're done. Your guts come out. There's not like, oh, it hit my rib cage. No, there's nothing there. Your guts are out. It's sharp. You can't, like, flex. Ooh, I'll stop the blade with my muscles.
We got the undershirt 2 sizes too small, so it held all of it in.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That doesn't. His dad's there.
His cousin, who kind of looks like him and has been spray painted gray, is there.
Pretty much. He really cares about everyone now.
He does.
Dad. And he cares about Dragon Sound.
He does.
And he's never going to make that mistake again of abandoning you in Korea.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's what he tells him.
And
Yeah.
that's the end. That's where the movie ends on.
Is that they're ready to be a family and a band. One of the guys has gone missing. Probably wasn't available for reshoots.
Right. Well, because he put on a ninja disguise and got stabbed by his own band leader.
Yeah. Wait, am I dead in the movie because I was the ninja?
Yeah, I just bailed after that last scene, dude. I thought
don't
we were
know.
done.
It's the narrative is confusing to me.
Oh my god. Love it. Who wants to go first? Me. What is the connection?
That was my question.
The Miami connection was the drugs that the people that they stole the drugs from.
So the beginning that has no relevance to the plot at all.
Except for the heroin they steal, or coke, or whatever.
Doesn't have
Cocaine.
anything to do with anything.
No. Which leads to my question.
Yeah, are you just making that assumption because of the French connection?
No, because if it's a drug movie and they say connection, that's the only connection that happens, so it can only be...
It's not a drug movie.
That's the only drug connection that happens, so that has to be the Miami connection.
Or it's the Orpans.
Yeah, what if it's the reconnection, the Miami
don't think so.
reconnection with your family, or like
Maybe Jeff's the Miami
the
connection?
Dragon Sound was unconnected there for a minute while Jim's guts were out, and John Oates was someplace wearing a white ninja mask, like, "Hey guys, I made it to the ninja fight." Oh, you stabbed me in the tummy.
Yeah.
And then they reconnected at the end.
No, I think it's the drug connection.
I think it's the connection of love.
I don't think it is.
Jackie, connection of love.
I think it's supposed to be about the drugs.
Damn it. All right. Well, the listeners agree with me.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can travel into the
You should
future
get
and read
Don
minds.
Jr. to Photoshop some stats for you.
Can we get the printouts on this episode? Just give me the printouts. It'll say fans love my theory on the printouts, right?
50%. Well, that leads directly into my question.
Uh-huh.
Would the Miami connection have been better served to leave Dragon Sound alone?
Yep.
Like, if,
Well, I think so because they're all dead.
yeah, but the only way to thwart their plans of stealing drugs and selling them and making money is to fuck with some guy's sister's boyfriend.
Correct. Because of fashion.
Because of fashion.
Which, the plot is not about drugs. They ditched the drug plot long before the plot of the movie even gets going, and it's just about fashion. Sort of. That's the best we can do. that is a concise plot is about fashion. Maybe like if we take it from the Miami Connection is about or about fashion. Maybe it had to come to this point. Like things had to come to a head, and it was just who was going to be left standing. There was no way to avoid it. So I don't know if it's the idiot plot.
Well, no. If it's actually about fashion, then it's very stinging commentary on the fashion world because the polo did win and the sleeveless shirt left.
There you go. Yeah, no, it's not idiot plot. Just a very subtle way of making statements about the industry.
Oh.
I don't think it is. I think it's the idiot plot.
Do you think that she knew that Yoshida was her brother as well?
They're not brothers.
That's my question too. Like Jeff, they have to be brothers.
They can't be brothers.
He said your brother. He didn't say your bro, your comrade in arms. He said your brother, and then he reacted in only a way that someone whose brother had died would react. So
he's adopted.
What does Jeff's family tree really look like here?
Yoshida's also about 15 years older than everybody else.
So I think he's got to be half brothers with Yoshida.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay.
And then his half sister. So Yoshida and Jane are not related, but Jeff is related to both of them.
Okay. All right. That's not bad. Not bad. All right. What was your question then, Jackie?
So did she know about the other brother ninja?
I don't think so.
Or she just thought he was his bud.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Huh.
And then, she ends up inheriting like a dojo and everything at the end of this movie.
Which
she is super rich. She's got a gym now that she's now has. She's got a dojo. She's got a Mercedes.
No, she
350
gets all that
SL.
stuff. That's not even a question, Jackie.
So then she just leaves Michael Phelps.
Okay.
Why would you stay with him?
Did you ask a question, or did you just I want to make a statement about stuff? Because I've got an answer to your question before you started rambling about her future, because you're really into that. I'm going back to this orphanage thing.
Okay.
If your theory is if Yoshida is X amount of years older than Jeff, and Jeff is clearly X amount of years older than Jane, here's what happened. At the orphanage, Yoshida had to take young Jeff under his wing because he was getting beat up a lot by the older boys for having too much chest hair when he was 10.
Was it Mark that was beating him up?
Yeah, no. So Yoshida taught Jeff Kung Fu, and that's why Jeff knows Kung Fu. And then they were both adopted, but separately, and then that family gave birth to Jane later. And so they're not even fucking related at all. They're just adopted brothers and sisters. And then, they have that Unsolved Mysteries episode where everybody reunites. And Jane's like, that's your brother? He's the leader of the Miami Ninjas.
Yeah.
Huh.
So I think that the guy that owns the restaurant, the uncle, is just really young looking.
Okay.
And is actually in his 70s.
Yes, I think that too.
And he's actually everyone in the movie's dad.
Okay. Including Jim's dad.
And if we would have waited long enough, there was a post-credit scene where he pointed at Jane, and Jonah went, "You guys are cousins and you made out.
Ooh.
And brothers and sisters, and she's also your aunt. Because I have fucked everyone in Orpando."
Gross.
Okay.
My last question.
Uh-huh.
What was your favorite song?
That's one of mine, obviously. It's a big one.
I'm going to think Tough Guys.
Oh, God, Tough Guys sucks so bad. I got to go with Against the Ninjas.
All right.
I like that song a lot.
I'm going with Tough Guys.
Oh, Tough Guys sucks
They're
so
both
bad.
suck.
Oh, at least Against the Ninjas is a decent singer singing it. Oof. Yeah. No, I love them all though. Who's the coolest member of Dragon Sound?
John.
John's his teeth are pretty nasty, dude.
Nobody had good teeth in this movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Hall & Oates.
I think it might be John Oates.
Yeah.
Unless we count Jane, she's obviously the coolest. But
Jane is
she
the
a
coolest
member of
Well,
Dragon Sound?
the last time you see her, she's playing guitar, so she worked her way up pretty quick.
Yeah, she's a member of the Dragon Sound. Then it's totally Jane.
Yeah, okay.
Jane's the coolest.
No, it's Hall & Oates.
His name is not Hall and Oates. That is two people. He is only John Oates. Good God. Sam, are you done with questions?
Why isn't Daryl Hall in the movie?
Why isn't he? He's 8 feet tall and could punch all of them out from a distance. That's why.
With his steel toe cowboy boots.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, those are too dangerous to put him in the movie.
Is it a ninja movie?
There are what appears to be ninjas in the film.
They're the Miami ninjas,
They are.
and they're not assassins.
They go to assassinate them at the end of the movie.
No, they go to fight them at the end of the movie.
Well, they didn't go like, oh, let's go fight them. They want to kill them.
Sure. Killing and assassinating are two different things, dude. You do it from where you can't be detected and get away. This is clearly overt. They're doing it in the middle of the day on a road, Sam. This isn't ninja shit. This is let's go fight these guys to the death.
We didn't say they were good ninjas.
I don't think they're ninjas. I think they're just guys in pajamas who think that they're ninjas.
They are.
They're also in fucking Miami.
Yeah, and that they're obviously the second or third crop of Yoshida's ninjas.
And they only care about fashion.
And he would rather be a biker.
Right.
So they're not ninjas.
It's not a ninja movie.
No.
With that in mind, where does this fall in the pantheon? Because if it's not a ninja movie, then I think it has to be just a crime movie.
It can still be just a martial arts film.
Well, yeah, sure, it's a karate movie. Okay, let's put it at that, because I think ninja movies aren't necessarily karate
No, that's
movies.
It's a band movie.
Well, it's not a band movie. There's some songs in it, but there's yeah.
But it's about a band.
No, stop. It's a karate movie that has a band in it. Where does it fall in the list of greatest bad movies, karate movies? Jackie, we'll start with you. What that you've seen? That includes all of Chuck Norris's library. That includes all of Van Damme, and
It's not going to rate in the top 5 then.
that's really okay. All right,
I like Van Damme movies a lot more than I liked this.
really, all right.
Yeah, see, I can't rank it. It doesn't rank high enough.
Samurai Cop, obviously, all
Yeah,
those.
it's better than that.
Yeah.
That one's real low for me too, though. The best ranking I could give it, because it is the YK Kim vanity piece, that it's
Best of the best.
a distant fourth place in the vanity pieces gone awry division.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so it's behind
The Room.
The Room, and Room is number 3 on that.
Number 3 for me is The Room. Number 1 is Templar Nation, and number 2 is
Fateful Findings.
Gotcha.
I think that this is a Hall of Fame movie, guys. I'm putting it in my Hall of Fame if it's not already there, which puts it in the top 10 of all bad movies for me.
Sure.
Which I just can't think of a better a karate movie that I enjoy more than this one. This thing is fucking hot shit for me, and I fucking love it.
It gets better every time I watch it. I'm going to give it that.
Yeah.
I didn't like it that much the first time.
Okay. No, I love this fucking movie. This is as good as it gets for me. So, obviously my do or do not is a do. It as I said, in my Hall of Fame, I will take it. I will watch the shit out of this thing. Whereas I'll watch a Van Damme movie, like I'll watch Time Cop once every 10 years. Within the last 6 months, I've seen Miami Connection 4 times. So, no. It's the number 1 shitty karate movie for me of all time.
I'm going to give it a do.
Yeah?
I enjoyed it. It's the little details, like Colorado Outward Bound
Right.
School.
I did look that up. It's a thing.
Okay.
It's still a thing. It's a school about outdoorsing.
Okay.
They got different branches and shit too. Decent website.
Like, what do you, like, archery or hunting and fishing?
Probably like hiking, long hikes, basically. Surviving in the wilderness.
Oh, like Bear Grylls shit. That makes sense. You need a degree to get lost.
It looks
in
like
the
it's
woods.
all the pictures are hiking. There's no weapons in any of it.
No, you make your own, right? You know, fashion a
Or you can just
spear out
You
of
can
your-
go ahead and just take some rations and hike across America without killing anything. You can
No,
do that.
You need to fashion a spear out of the dead flesh of your
And then
enemies.
kill the people on the trail with you and sustain yourself off their blood.
Yeah, right. That's what Shokasugi does.
Yeah. Or Michael Phelps.
Or Michael Phelps is yeah, all right. Jax is a do.
Yeah, it's a do.
All right.
I think it's a must. Must see. I don't know if it's in my Hall of Fame. I think it might be like on the outside of the top 10 looking in, but it's definitely a must see bad movie.
And if you must see it and haven't seen it, and even if you have, like I say, it just gets better with every repeat viewing. YouTube, Vudu and Tubi TV for free right now. Next up is Sam's choice, Sophie's choice. What do you got? Is it going to be Sophie's choice?
It's not going to be Sophie's
It should be
choice, but
Sophie's
I am
choice.
going to make both of you groan right now.
Oh,
Twilight.
no.
St. Elmo's Fire.
No!
Before it gets off of Amazon.com.
Damn.
Because I don't want to pay for that shit when I pick it.
Is that the one where they're all running in the white shorts and their wieners?
Yep, it's that one.
No, that's Chariots of Fire.
Oh, okay.
It's that one. Tune in next week. Get to the chopper. Visit us at www.stinkermadness.com. Follow Stinker Madness on Twitter at Stinker Madness. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you for listening, and get to the chopper.